I will never believe in God. And as I say this, I can't help but think, thank God my wife no longer watches my videos because I know that God and everything to do with that is very important to her. And she holds out the belief that one day I will surrender to God and accept Him into my life and become a person of faith. However, I do not see that ever happening. I can't think of a single eventuality in which that would happen. Of course, I'm a very open minded person. I know that anything can happen. It's just given everything I've experienced so far in the 34 years of my life, I can't imagine myself ever getting to the point where I would become religious. And there's a few reasons for that. And by the way, before I get into those reasons, I just want to mention yes, I did use the expression thank God. That is simply because in the society that I live in, even for non religious people, such as agnostics, atheists, things like that, using the words thank God, that expression is just that it's an expression. It doesn't necessarily have any religious significance to it. So to me, when I say that, I'm not actually thanking God, it's just a figure of speech. It's a way of saying things. All right, just wanted to address that quickly. So there's a few different reasons why I can't foresee myself ever believing in God. The first small one is the way I was raised. And I'm not talking about the fact that both my parents are atheists. I'm talking about my mother. I'm talking about the fact that she has that teacher personality. She has a very strong opinion, and she always tries to convince other people that she is right and you are wrong. And unfortunately, there's a lot of religious people who also have that approach. Not everyone, of course. I don't want to put everyone in the same bag because everybody is different. But when it comes to religion, there's a lot of people who try to convince you to accept God, to accept Jesus, and basically try to push their beliefs onto you. I understand they do it out of love, they do it out of concern for you, but to me, because of my mother, because of the way I was raised, my default reaction is always one, to dislike the person who's trying to convince me, just because that makes me feel disrespected. I respect your beliefs. Please respect mine. Don't try to force your beliefs onto me. And the second thing that it does is it just makes me dislike whatever the person is trying to convince me of, in this case, religion. So you trying to convince me to accept God, to accept Jesus, to become, religious, makes me dislike religion, dislike God, dislike Jesus, dislike the Bible, dislike everything to do with that, simply because you're trying to push your beliefs onto me. Now, I'm not saying that's how I should react, but because of how I was raised, that is how I react. But, I've grown a lot as a person, and I don't like to be affected by other people. So I would say that is a small portion of the reason, the overall reason why I don't think I will ever become religious. The main reason is the exact same reason why I would never get liposuction. If ever it gets to the point where I want to lose, where I'm fat, where I'm overweight, where I want to lose weight, sure, liposuction is an option. It's simple if you can afford it. It seems way easier than going through the trouble of adjusting your diet, of exercising, of working out, of doing all these things that require a lot of effort just to get the result you want. But to me, I would never get liposuction. If I was overweight and I wanted to lose weight, I would do everything I just said. I would adjust my diet. I would start working out. I would go for runs. I would go to the gym. I would do whatever is necessary to lose that weight and to gain the physique that I want to gain. Just like I would never get implants to look more muscular than I am. If I want to be more muscular, I'm going to exercise. I'm going to work out. I'm going to build that muscle because I know that when you take the hard way, For almost everything in life, there's two ways. You're faced with, a situation and you want a specific outcome. There's almost always an easy way and a hard way. And it's very tempting to take that easy way. But if you take the easy way, you just get the result. You get none of the other benefits that come with it. If you take the hard way, you get all the other benefits. So it's like, yeah, okay. As an example, let's say I want to lose weight. Okay, cool. If I get liposuction, well, okay, I lost the weight. I got the result I wanted. If I adjust my diet, I start exercising and running and lifting weights and doing all those things, I not only get the result I want, which is losing weight, but I also am more healthy. I'm more muscular. I'm proud of myself because I did all that work to get that result instead of just, snapping my fingers and getting the result you want. And that same principle to me applies to religion. In my situation, I have stage 4 cancer, supposedly incurable. If I started believing in God and, God did a miracle and cured me, well, yeah, I would have the result I want. I got cured, I no longer have cancer, but I don't get any of the other benefits. I don't get the satisfaction of knowing I worked for this. I overcame all these obstacles. I went through hell to get here, and that completely transformed who I am, how I view the world, my beliefs, who I am at the very core of my being. There's so many more benefits to taking the difficult route as opposed to the easy route. And that is the main reason why I can never foresee myself becoming religious. Now, I'm not talking about being, religious, having faith in normal circumstances. That's awesome. I know a lot of religious people. My wife, believes in God, and I respect those beliefs. I admire that. I know that in general, people who have faith are happier than people who do not. And who knows? Maybe one day down the line, it's going to seem like the right option for me. I honestly do not think so. But who knows? It could happen. However, in this moment, as I'm struggling, well, not struggling, but as I'm fighting to stay alive, to find a cure, to beat this, I'm in that exact same situation I described. I want a specific outcome. There's the easy way, there's the hard way. In this case, from my perspective, religion, hoping for a miracle, would be the easy way. And that would be bad for me because I would only get the benefit of the result that I want. I would not get all the other benefits that come with it. All these shifts in perspective that I went through. All this appreciation for the pain and the struggle and the discomfort and everything I've been through. It completely changed who I am and will continue to do so as I continue to go through this. And that's why I choose the difficult route. Even though, if I surrendered to God and started believing in everything, maybe I would get that miracle. Maybe I would be magically cured. Everything would be snap, fixed. That is not what I want. I know that I need to go through that struggle. I need to go through, metaphorical hell in order to evolve as a person, to grow, to become that version of myself I'm meant to be. And yes, get that result, which in this case is the cure, being no longer have cancer. But also, that is just such a small portion of it. What's really important to me is the experience, everything that I gained from that journey of getting to that point where I get that result that I'm after. That's the reason why I've done all these challenges over the year. Running that ultra marathon. It's like, hey, I ran 50 kilometers and it's that one, that 1 meter, that one step at the end. It's like, okay, cool, I crossed that finish line, It's like, that's the goal. It's like, okay, but if that was the goal, just cross that finish line, I can just hop in a car and get there super quick and cross the finish line. But no, the whole point of running the ultra marathon are those 15 kilometers where you don't know if you'll be able to make it, where you're in pain, where it sucks, where you want to give up, and then you finally get to that finish line and you succeed, and there's that sense of accomplishment and pride in yourself. So it's not about the result, it's about the journey to get there. And that's why, to me, I don't ever foresee myself becoming religious, believing in God, because that just seems like the easy route, the easy way out. It kind of feels like cheating to me. And that's not the kind of life I want to live. Now, that is my perspective for who I am in this specific situation. So, if you are religious, if you believe in God, I'm not saying you're a cheater. I'm not saying you're taking the easy way out. If this is what feels right to you, that is what you should be doing. And I'm glad that you're doing that. I'm just explaining why I don't foresee myself ever believing in God. That's just who I am, who I've chosen to be, and the kind of life I've chosen to live. So, and by the way, if you're wondering why I'm making this video, the reason is over the last 16 months, there's been a lot of comments on my videos about people who are religious and who are either pushing their beliefs onto me very aggressively, there's been a few of those, or most of the time just suggesting, hey, maybe, you should consider religion, maybe you should consider God, or things like that. There's a spectrum, a wide range of how people present that, but it's been a recurring theme. Especially whenever I talk about manifestation, a lot of people, for some reason, I don't know why, whenever I speak about manifestation, they're like, you should just believe in God. It's pretty much like manifestation, it's easier. And I don't know, to me, I don't know. I saw a couple comments and it made me think of that. I wanted to share this, so I thought it was important. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone, but if I did, I'm not responsible for that. Everyone is responsible for how they want to react to what other people say. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.